Welcome back, true believers and all you merry Marvelites, to another very interesting Marvel's Avengers related video. Now this is going to be a rather small video considering how we only have a few small updates relating to Black Widow's moveset within the game, as well as some suits that were showcased for some of the other characters. And alongside of that, there's also a possibility that we could get some updates for the game during the upcoming PlayStation State of Play presentation on September 24th. But for now, let's begin with the superhero fashion show segment of the video with some very cool HD close-ups of the other heroes' default outfits, as well as the original Sin Iron Man armor. We've already seen some really cool close-up looks at the Secret Empire Captain America suit, as well as the Joe Fixit suit, so now it's really cool to get Iron Man's original Sin armor on the list. And for me personally, in regards to all these suits, it's really cool to see the original comic book accurate design that they have inputted within these costumes while also putting their own unique spin on them. And so far, even though the Joe Fixit suit is my personal favorite alternate suit that we have seen so far, the original Sin Iron Man armor does definitely come in a close second. However, I am a bit upset that we didn't receive any up-close looks at the other two Iron Man suits that were teased in his profile trailer, but hopefully we will get them showcased sooner or later. And just to remind all of you once again, all of the suits that we have seen so far, with that of the Secret Empire suit, the Joe Fixit suit, and the original Sin Iron Man armor, can all be unlocked by directly playing the game instead of paying through microtransactions. And seeing how we're currently waiting for the other two alternate costumes to be revealed for Black Widow and Thor, which are most likely going to be the classic attire for Black Widow and the Viking outfit for Thor, I'm just very excited to see what they're going to look like up close and personal. And once the overall hero weeks for Black Widow and Thor are over and done with, we're then going to be smoothly transitioning into New York Comic-Con's presentation for Marvel's Avengers in early October. But until that event takes place, I'm going to be breaking down some very interesting info relating to how the combat is going to operate for Black Widow within the game. So earlier today, the Marvel's Avengers Twitter page continued describing information for the Black Widow Hero Week relating to the game's combat system, and we did get some information as to how it's all going to operate. Not only do we now know what type of a character Black Widow is going to be within this game, but we also know for a fact she's going to have a wide variety of weapons to keep players entertained. And to begin with the description itself, it states Natasha's training and innate capability to keep cool in any situation is augmented by an array of gadgets, tools, weapons, and attacks for every scenario, including a variety of grenades, ammo types, grappling hooks, stun batons, and of course her iconic Widow's Bite. Black Widow is a really complex and nuanced character, so it only makes sense that her gameplay and mechanics are designed in a way that complements those aspects of her character, reveals Vince Napoli, lead combat designer at Crystal Dynamics. In a manner that is fitting of a trained assassin, Widow's gameplay loop is all about creating and exploiting enemy vulnerabilities. Whether attacking enemies from behind or putting enemies into stun states that lead into quick takedowns, playing Black Widow is all about efficiency. For example, when utilizing her grapple correctly, it's both a preemptive defensive attack designed to counter enemies before they strike, as well as a move to initiate combat at large distances from the ground or in the air. And to wrap it all up, as versatile as she is deadly, Widow is just as effective from a distance as she is up close and personal. Regardless of how you choose to play Widow, whether you're focusing on subterfuge or style, gadgets or guns, her combat and gameplay style always feels distinct. So to break it down in a simple form, it definitely sounds like Black Widow's gameplay is going to be a bit of a combination between the ranged attacks that we do see from Iron Man, as well as the up-close combat that we did see from Captain America. However, the main spin on it is that she is definitely the most tactical out of all the other Avengers, and seeing that she is going to have a wide variety of gadgets to use during combat is going to make her gameplay that much more intriguing. However, the only aspect that we have seen of Black Widow's gameplay in action so far is during a linear boss battle sequence with Taskmaster on the Golden Gate Bridge. So hopefully, given everything that was just described for Black Widow's overall gameplay within Marvel's Avengers, I do hope once we are battling normal enemies, it does get a bit more wider in terms of the variety that we can access for her overall fighting style. And of course, fingers crossed that we end up receiving lots more gameplay of all the characters in action during the New York Comic-Con panel in the coming weeks. And lastly, the main thing I want to end this video on is the upcoming PlayStation State of Play presentation, which is going to take place on September 24th. Like we know already, and like I've mentioned numerous times, is that the PlayStation system is going to have exclusive benefits tailored to Marvel's Avengers once it does release. And alongside of players being able to access an early beta of the game directly on the PS4, we also know that it will come with exclusive benefits which will be revealed sometime in the future. And even though the only thing that we know for sure that's going to be showcased during this upcoming State of Play is a very cool showcase of The Last of Us Part 2, I'm I'm still crossing my fingers to see something related to Marvel's Avengers on the PS4 platform. Or, at the very least, considering how the very first State of Play showcased the reveal trailer to Marvel's Iron Man VR, and that we do know that that game is going to release sometime in 2019, we could possibly receive a release date trailer for Iron Man VR during the upcoming State of Play. And while I'm still hoping for the very best that these PS4 benefits to Marvel's Avengers could indicate Spider-Man being a playable character from Spider-Man PS4, I'm just hoping for the absolute best for all these games in question. But until that time comes, everyone, that's the video I have for you today, and please let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about the information relating to Black Widow's fighting style within Marvel's Avengers, and what do you think is going to be shown off during the PlayStation State of Play presentation relating to either the Avengers project or possibly Iron Man VR? While I still need to see more gameplay of Black Widow in action before I form a definitive opinion on her, I'm still very excited to see what her gameplay sequences are going to entail within the game's main story. So here's hoping that everything relating to this game's gameplay works out for the absolute best. And until that time comes, everyone, thank you all so much for watching, stay merry Marvelites, and peace out.
Just like Budapest all over again.
You and I remember Budapest very differently.